This is Cheyenne Valentine back today again with a new episode. Today's episode, I want to talk about women and friendships. Now, I did a video about, women being cautious with female friends. You might want to check out that video if you have listened to it already. But something I was thinking about today, something I have encountered a lot of times, hundreds of times, and I'm pretty sure you women have too, and you might be also the perpetrator of this as well, and you might not be doing this intentionally, or you might be doing this intentionally, or you might have had this done to you. And this is women who brag, and this is one reason why I think some women, I'm not gonna say a lot, because sometimes when we evolve, we do move further from certain friends. So certain friends you might have had when you were younger, you don't have now, because you guys are going two different directions, especially if you on a spiritual journey. And I'll talk about that in another video. You start vibrating differently than the people around you, and you need to get a new set of friends. But I'm not talking about that when you just grow apart. I'm saying that I think some women don't have friends because they don't know how to talk to other women, and they start off bragging. And the main thing is, when they first meet a woman, they want to brag. And now, what I mean by this, when you, let's say you run into or get in contact with a long lost cousin, or you start a new job and you start talking to the women there, getting to know, your female coworkers, or you talk to a woman at the grocery store, or I can name so many scenarios where you have met a woman for the very first time. I'm talking when you first meet a woman. I'm not talking about if you've known her, you haven't talked to her in a while. I'm talking about your very first encounter. Where women fuck up, and excuse my language, where women fuck up, excuse my language again, is that they start off bragging when they first meet somebody. See, if you notice with men, when they meet a new guy, they try to find similarities. They talk about their hobbies. They try to find something to bond with, and they don't really start off bragging. They just tell it for what it is. Whatever situation they're discussing, they're quite transparent, whether it's good or whether it's bad. Women don't do that shit. Women, the moment you meet some women, they're on the defensive. And what I'm trying to tell you, if you're trying to have female friends in your life and not be so fucking lonely, you starting off bragging about what you have and what you've accomplished and who your man is and your kids and your husband, your this and what you do and how much money you make and this car you drive and this. If you start off within the first 15 minutes or the first hour talking to somebody you just met saying those things, I guarantee you're the type of female that's going to be lonely and never have any friends. Now let me give you some examples of what I mean by bragging. Now, I don't mean that, for example, I'm talking to you, right? And I ask you, oh, you're in school, what you're in school for? And you tell me what you're in school for. You could be in school to be a doctor. I asked you what you were in school for. So you tell me that you're in school to be a doctor and that's what you're going to school for? That's not bragging, because I asked you a question, you simply just answered it. Now, if I am insecure, and put it like this, if I'm an insecure person, I ask you what you're in school for, and you say a doctor, and I feel uncomfortable, that's my fucking problem. That's not your problem, because you went to school to be a doctor. It ain't got shit to do with me. But if I take offense to that, I ask you why, what you're in school for, that's an internal issue that I'm dealing with, and so you're not to blame for that. So you weren't bragging by telling me you were in school to be a doctor. Now, an example of a person bragging. I have so many examples. Where should I start? Okay, the first one. I had ran into a long lost cousin. She called my father. My father said she wanted to speak to me. So I get on the phone with her. Things we had in common. We both are, I think, are 33. Neither one of us have kids. We both are ambitious. I think, yeah. So, I'm thinking, wow, I met somebody like me. Well, we talked for about an hour or two. But then, I'm going to say within the first 30 minutes, she's telling me about how she moved from one city down to Kentucky. And she said how in her old city, she had a house. And she kept saying, yeah, I had a house. And so she said she left her furniture there. She said she had to do something with her furniture when she moved, because when she stayed in the old city, she had a house. But she kept emphasizing the house. She said it like multiple times. And then she said, I'm not trying to brag, but she said, I have a 2018 car. I said, okay. I don't know why that's of any importance to me, but okay. Then she talks about how she was going to school for her second degree. Now, when you say your second degree, that's implying you have a first degree. So she wants to let me know that she's, been to school before. What else? She talked about how she's an executive assistant and how, she said she get paid. She said that she gets paid a lot of money to not fall asleep. She says the more money that you make in a company, less work that you do. She said just like the CEOs are on yachts and stuff and they don't have to work as hard, which I don't agree. CEOs do have to work very hard, but anyway. So she's bragging about her pay. She didn't tell me what she made though, but she said she's executive assistant, which is basically a glorified receptionist. That's what I look at it. Then she said she had a second job at a country club. Now, if anybody knows about a country club, if you work there, you probably like a server or some little job doing that. It don't pay much. It doesn't at all. But the people that are members of the country club usually have money. They have to pay a membership, annually or monthly. And so the people the patrons, the members of the country club usually have money, but not the workers. Follow me. So she said how she worked at a country club and she said she's around rich white people all the time. Okay. And how was that benefiting you? Have they put you on? Have they helped you get a better job? Have they helped you start your own business? Like I'm trying to figure out why I'm supposed to be jealous that you work around rich white people. Are you a rich white person? No. Are you even rich? Then she talked about how when she retires, she's going to retire and go to Miami and have a tiki bar and just have her dog and have her a condo. She said she stays in a condo now. So she's saying all this. And, at first when she's talking, I'm not really paying attention to what she's saying. I mean, I'm listening to what she's saying, but I didn't take it as bragging initially. But then as we talked the second day, she wanted to see a picture of me and she wanted to know how much I weighed. I'm like, honey, I'm not a dude you're trying to have sex with. I'm just your cousin. Because I told her I'll come down there and visit her, so she wanted to know what I look like, which made me feel uncomfortable. I mean, then you want to know how much I weigh. Why? What, you trying to compare how we look or something? Like, you on some bullshit. I don't have time to be around insecure people who always comparing themselves to other women. If you really got it going on, what I look like won't even be of any importance to you. But she just, the next time we talked, she didn't have nothing to say. So after she got done bragging for 2 hours, this is my first time ever talking to this woman in life. I didn't even know who the hell she was. I didn't even know I had a cousin, knew she was even my cousin. After she done bragging for an hour, we talked the next day and she really has nothing to talk about. She says she doesn't go out, she doesn't do anything, and she don't have any friends or family down there. And then I figured out why she didn't have any friends, because she has 4 sisters and a mother, but nobody has came down to visit her. And she says she only really talks to one of her sisters. So why you don't talk to your other 3 sisters? And do you even talk to your mother like that? I'm gonna tell you why. Because you're judgmental. I can tell she's very judgmental, and you like to brag and you think you're better than other people. Now, I think very highly of myself, but I don't think I'm better than anybody. I'm a Leo. I have a little bit of arrogance in me. But one thing about me, if I meet you for the first time, I'm trying to find a middle ground. I'm trying to find things that we have in common. I'm not trying to brag. And see, with women, we have to understand, if you meet a woman for the first time and you start off bragging, okay, she's not going to want to talk to you again. Why do you feel the need to start off telling another woman that you don't know about your accomplishments? Ask yourself, why do you have to lead with that? Why you can't lead with how are you? What do you like to do for fun? Why you can't lead with getting to know somebody does not equate you starting up talking about what you have accomplished. That's not you though. Your accomplishments aren't fucking you. That's just the shit that you have done. That's your job. That's your car. You need a car. You need a home. Okay, you have to have income. So you telling me about the kind of car you have, the kind of residence you have, and the kind of job you have don't mean shit to me. I mean, unless I asked you. If I didn't ask you, I don't give a fuck. So because of her bragging, and then when I tried to talk to her, on that second day, and she didn't have nothing to talk about, because I told her, well, if I come down and visit, what we're going to do for fun. She literally wanted me to come down there to see her on the Greyhound. This woman has my car is a 2004, and I love my car, but it's not a 2018. So I don't even like driving it over the road. She has a brand new car, everyone. She did not even want to come up here to see me for my birthday. For my birthday, I said I would come. She offered me coming down there. She offered me to stay with her. This is my first time ever talking to this woman in life. And she offered me to move in with her because she was that fucking lonely. Okay. She wanted me to come on the Greyhound down there to see her. Bring her Italian beef from, where I'm at. Because the city I'm in have good Italian beefs. And then said when I get there, not only was she not gonna have anything planned for me for my birthday, she wanted me to go online and Google different events for us to do, different places for us to go. You got to be out of your fucking mind. I don't have a dick between my legs, so I don't have to put in that effort to get to know you, man. I mean, you my cousin and all, but really, if I never see you a day, talk to you ever again in life, it's no sweat off my back. Mind you, I wasn't tripping about her bragging at first too much. If we could have got to, because women do this shit. I've had several situations where a woman starts off bragging, but then when she gets to know me, see how cool I am, she ceases with that bullshit, and then she becomes who she truly is, and she opens up to me and tells me the good and the bad. But the problem with women, they start off bragging. So once I figured out she was boring, and after she got done bragging, she had enough to talk about. I mean, literally, after she told me about her so-called accomplishments, she literally didn't have nothing else to talk about, like, because she didn't do it. She didn't go out. She didn't do anything. I mean, so then she kept calling me and I wouldn't answer the phone. And I should have just, answered the phone and been nice. But I stopped answering the phone because she even left me a message saying, call her and all that. No, I'm not going to call you because you're full of shit. You should have started off being humble and trying to get to know me as a person instead of you bragging about yourself the whole time. It's all about you. So that's why you by your fucking self and you're lonely. It's just you and your dog. It's going to continue to be you and your dog. And you're never going to have any female friends because you don't know how to talk to other women and you don't know how to bond. You want to start off with your accomplishments and you want to make it sound you got it going on and make it sound like you're better than somebody when you don't even know what this person's going through. I told her my father had got prostate cancer, and I told her I was going to be taking him to radiation treatments and all that. And I told her I was crying in the hospital and I've been going through some shit, and she didn't even care really. She just wanted me to come in there and keep her company and brag, but you don't give a fuck about what is going on with me. Selfish, narcissistic. That's how some people are. And women have a problem with brag when they first meet you. I don't know why we do this. I don't do this, but ladies, if you're a victim of this, I feel your pain. And if you're a perpetrator, you need to understand that's why you don't have any friends. And if you do got a couple, they ain't your real fucking friends. They probably just like you, a bragger and full of shit and into themselves and only care about themselves and nobody else. And you can never have a friendship with someone outside of yourself if you don't care about other people. Now next, my father's cousin, his wife, long story short, I ran into her, not his wife, but his girlfriend. I ran into her at a family reunion. She has a portrait of her daughter around her neck. She had a chain on. Her daughter was cute. She showed a picture of her daughter. She told me that her daughter had HIV. Her daughter's my age. I said, I'm sorry to hear that. Then she says to me, now, I'm on video. You can see what I look like on a couple of my other videos, but I'm between caramel skin to light skin. I consider myself caramel skin. Some people call me light skin. Bringing this up for a reason. She says to me, she was like, yeah, my daughter's lighter than you and her hair is longer than yours. Now, anybody, you might say, well, what was wrong with her saying that? Okay, first of all, why is she comparing her daughter's looks to mine? I don't understand that. And number two, why did she point out those two particular things? Now, if I was dark skinned, she wouldn't have even mentioned that her daughter was lighter than me. See, I know. Let me explain. Since you as a black woman, I know about this colorist shit and this colorism, and we all know. Basically, we know in the black community and society has brainwashed black people to thinking that we're unattractive because we have brown skin, wide noses, and big lips and curly, bushy hair. Okay, we know this, and curvy bodies. We know this. So what has happened in society? They make you feel like the lighter you are, the prettier you are, or the closer to white you are. Or the closer your features are to white, you're prettier, you're better. So what happens is blacks start to believe this sick shit, and they start comparing themselves to each other and trying to feel like they're better than the next black person based upon features and complexion. So I'm not going to say it, and I'm going to just come out and say, because I'm nice looking, what she decided to do was stare at me, and she couldn't compare me to herself because it just wouldn't be, we're two different, this woman's in her 50s, so that wouldn't even make any sense. So in her mind, she's going to compare me to her daughter. So if she feels she couldn't compete with me physically, she feels her daughter can. So she feels like, oh, well, my daughter's lighter and her hair is longer than mine. Now, my hair is quite long. I have natural hair or whatever. I don't flat iron anything. But when she said that, I remember telling my brother, the one I don't get along with, about what she said, and I was offended because I knew where that was coming from. That wasn't, that's like someone meeting a dude saying, yeah, my son, he has more money than you. And you might say, well, her being lighter than you with longer hair doesn't mean that she looks better than you. No, but I know that's implied. We all know when someone black tells you that somebody's lighter than you and their hair is longer than yours, they're trying to say this person looks better than you. But see, the thing is, she couldn't just come out and say her daughter looked better than me, because her daughter does not look better than me. If we're gonna be technical, her daughter's pretty, don't get me wrong, but she doesn't look better than me. Me and her daughter both are nice looking, so she couldn't just say her daughter looked better than me. So what she did was she tried to go with the color is shit. Well, she's lighter than you, and her hair is longer than yours, so that's just supposed to mean that she's better than me. And I was very offended with those two comments, because I know where that was coming from. She would have never said to me, my daughter is darker than you, her hair is shorter than yours. Because in her mind, that would mean that I look better than her daughter. Even though just because you're darker than somebody, your hair is shorter, that doesn't mean you look better nor worse. It just means that's your complexion, that's the length of your hair. It don't mean shit. It doesn't. Halle Berry has short hair. Okay, the length of your hair does not determine if you're pretty or not. But society has programmed us to believe the lighter you are and the longer your hair is, particularly long straight hair, that means you look prettier. Follow me? So I'm saying this because this woman came at me like that, which I was taken back and didn't know how to respond. I knew she was coming at me in a foul way, but we ended up becoming friends. And this woman now, tells me all her business. She on drugs, and tell me, she support, is real. She likes me. She likes talking to me. We get along. So you might ask, well, why she couldn't just, been her true self in the beginning instead of trying to compare you to her daughter and do all that? Because women can be assholes, and they do this. And I guess they feel like maybe if they never see you again, they at least want to come off like they got it going on and like their life is perfect, so they want to lead. And I think too, women are used to other women shitting on them, saying fucked up shit to them and being mean to them, so they want to come off and lead with, I'm all that, I got it going on, I'm happy. Because they know a lot of miserable people want you to be miserable too, and so some people want to hear bad shit going on in your life. Some people want to hear that you're unhappy and things aren't going well. So a lot of us know that. So a lot of times people lead with, oh, well, my life is perfect. But you don't have to try to do that with somebody you just met. You don't know how this person's mindset is or what they're going through. Why are you trying to lead, make it sound you got it going on? Like, who cares about your accomplishments? I just want to get to know you as a person, see what we have in common, so we can go hang out and have a good time. So that's one incident. I had another with a lady who led with bragging. I was an HR assistant. I dealt with all the new hire paperwork and stuff like that. I'm very, personable and charming and person stuff. So, I remember the lady came in there and she started saying how she was a new hire, and she asked me about the benefits. The first thing I was taken back, she asked me about the employee benefits, and I said, well, how the packet was, either the benefits are different if you're hourly or if you're I can't think now, if you're hourly or you get paid a salary. So I said, well, are you hourly or are you salary? She said she didn't know. Well, this woman was making $13.66. I know, because I was getting trained on payroll, and I would have been doing the payroll and cutting her checks, so I already knew how much she was making. Of course, I was making way more than her. So the thing about it was, she didn't want me to know like her pay, which, dumbass, I'm HR, I know your pay, and you gonna tell me you don't know if you're salary or hourly? She trying to make it sound like she all like you trying to front on me when I'm gonna be the one cutting your check. It's just stupid. Then she had this really nice leather green purse, and I said, I like your purse, and she said, thank you, I got it from LA. So I didn't ask you what city you got it from. I mean, if you told me what store you got it from, that would make more sense. But that was her way of telling me that she went to LA. I don't give a fuck. What is that? I mean, so I knew someone right with her. So then she started telling me how her daughter's going to school to be a doctor and all this. Her daughter was in medical school. Now, at one point, I had my bachelor's or whatever. I was in school for 4 years. So I at first wanted to be a dermatologist. I thought about being a dentist. And so I researched, medical school, and I didn't want to go. So from my understanding, with medical school, you go through your 4 years, get your bachelor's, and I could be wrong. Then you go to medical school, which is maybe 3 years, and then you do your residency. That's if you're trying to be a doctor or whatnot. So when she said her daughter was going to be done with school soon, and she was going to be happy because her daughter lived with her with her grandson, Lord, that's my phone ringing. She lived with her her daughter lived with her with the grandson. She was, happy that she was going to be moving out soon. She said she'd be done with school. She's going to be done with school soon. And I'm like, she couldn't be done with medical school soon unless she started at maybe 18. And maybe she started school real soon. So that was the first thing, because I'm like, this woman, I'm not stupid. Medical school is way longer than the time frame she was talking about. So she wanted me to know her daughter was in medical school. So there again, she's comparing her daughter to me. I didn't ask her about her daughter being in school. I didn't know she had a daughter. She brought up her daughter to me. Then I got on the phone because I had to activate her badge to get into the building. And so after I got off the phone, she said, "Can I ask you a question?" I said, "Yes, what's the question?" She said, "Do you have any kids?" I said, "No." I said, "I don't have any kids. I'm not having kids out of wedlock until I get married. I'm not having kids until I get married." She said, "Oh, good for you." So she was just sitting there, observing me and trying to brag about various things. And I thought it was very odd. So I let it go. So the final straw for me was on my birthday. I would walk past. She basically was a receptionist for the financial aid office. I walked past because they had this big glass. My office was on the same floor as where the financial aid office was. So when I leave out my office, I walk past. Should be sitting. She was a receptionist for financial aid, and they had a big glass window, so I wave at her. It was my birthday. I came in there and I said hi to her, and I said, "Yeah, today's my birthday." And she said, "Oh, that's cool." And then she started flipping it back on herself. She started saying, "Oh, well, yeah, my birthday, my husband, he does this for me, he does that." She was saying how her husband was an engineer, and so I'm wondering, if he's an engineer, why do you even have to work? And she said he's an engineer, and for his birthday, he buys her all this nice stuff. And for his birthday, he takes it off. And, he likes a big thing happening, because I'm a Leo. And she's like, my husband's Leo, and birthdays are really important to him. And then she said, for her birthday, he buys her this and he buys her that. And I'm just like, literally, I said, I'm done talking to her, because she made my birthday about her. This wasn't about you. All you had to do was say happy birthday to you and what you're doing for your birthday, and have a great day. Like, that's all she made it all. Now she said my husband's an engineer, and then he buy her this and that for her birthday. And I'm just like, well, how the fuck did this conversation get flipped back on you? It's all about you, huh? And you can't. That's how a lot of women are. They brag, and it's all about them and what's going on. They don't give a fuck about you. Okay, and they're not happy for you. They can only be happy for themselves. And also, when I did new hire paperwork with her, I remember her saying that she was going to move. She said her husband was getting this house built in Fishers. That was like a suburb of that city I used to stay in. And she said they had came into some financial difficulties, but they were moving out to Fishers to get a house built, trying to brag. And so I told her what she didn't understand was she was making it seem like they were going to move into this new home, quite soon, because they stayed in an apartment that was around the corner from the job. But she made it seem like, her bringing up basically her getting this house built in Fishers really was no point to tell me this, unless she was going to move there soon and she would need to get her information transferred over. So I told her, what a dumbass to understand, I would have to do address changes and phone changes and stuff like that for the employees. So let's say you worked at this company that I was at, and you changed addresses. You have to do an address change, and I will have to fill out paperwork for that. So I told her, I said, when you move into your house in Fishers, you need to let me know that really soon, because I have to do an address change for you. So you got to fill out address form, give it to me, and I'll change things in the system. She said, "Oh, okay." But the time that I was there, she didn't come to me about address change, because she wasn't getting the house fucking built. She even said they had financial problems at one point, but he's an engineer. I'm confused. So, after that final straw, she had bragged to me within the first 15 minutes of me meeting her in life. Then she made my birthday about her. I said, I'm fucking done. So I would walk past and I wouldn't say hi to her or anything. And then one day I walked past and she looked up and she said, "Hi, Cheyenne." And I turned and I said, "Hi," and then she just put her head back down. She noticed that I stopped speaking to her, because I'm very nice and polite, and I say hello and wave at you, and I said, I'm done, because you can't even, you start out bragging about your daughter, comparing her to me, and I know her telling me her daughter was going to school to be a doctor was trying to compare her daughter to me. And so that's why she asked me to have kids, because her daughter has a kid out of wedlock, so she wanted to see that I have kids, because she figured, oh, well, my daughter, she got one thing on you, she's going to, you're an HR assistant, even though you make more money than me, but you're a HR assistant. but my daughter's going to school to be a doctor. She's in medical school. She got that on you. Why are you comparing your daughter to me? Your daughter ain't got shit on me. I don't even know your fucking daughter. Okay. So then she asked me to have kids. So then she's saying that because she could tell I wasn't married because I don't have a ring on. So she wanted to see that I have kids out of wedlock. That's why she asked to have kids. I told her I don't have kids. You know, I'm not married, so I'm not having kids until I get married. You know. So she, you know, she's basically sizing me up instead of just looking at me as a normal human being, getting to know me, and then putting down, you know, women had a guard up when they first meet you. So that was one incident. I mean, I can, it's many more that I can talk about, but I'm just here to say, I don't want this video to be too long, but I'm just here to say, ladies, that maybe the reason why some of you guys or why other women don't have friends is because you start off bragging. How about you just start the conversation when you first meet a woman, asking her what are her hobbies, what she likes to do, and if she don't do shit, say, well, we're gonna start going out. If you don't mind, what are things you would like to do? Okay, I could do those things with you. Let's go. Let's have a good time. That's how you get to know somebody. That's how you bond with them. You don't start off talking about how this person, how, you know, you basically trying to size this person up, trying to make it seem like, you know, I mean, I've had this happen to me so many times. When I started my last job, this woman in her 40s was, the moment I started talking to her, are you in school? Oh, well, I wrote the employee handbook for the company, and the lady, one of the investors for the company, she was like, well, you know, she's my best friend and she's really smart and she got her own business, and she told me about this, and I got it, you know, I got the job from her, and I wrote the employee handbook. It's just the moment I started talking to her, I'm like, okay, well, all right. You know, they just start off trying to brag. They try to lay out their accomplishments. But what you don't understand, ladies, is that your accomplishments are your accomplishments. And those are your goals. So my goal could be to be an astronaut. Your goal could be to be a lawyer. That doesn't mean your goal is better than mine or my goal is better than yours. We have two different ideas of what life is and what we want out of life. So like example for my long lost cousin, the one I just talked about previously. Okay, she said she wants to retire and have a tiki bar and all that in Miami. Okay, I've been in Miami. They racist as fuck. Them Cubans in Miami are racist as fuck, so I would never stay in Miami, for one. Number two, I want to retire now. I want to live my life now. I don't want to wait till I'm in my 60s to get a fucking tiki bar in Florida. I want to go to Florida now. I want to live my life now. I'm actually working on trying to move down to Florida. I'm thinking about Tampa. So I want my own business now. She's content working for white people and working for people and working for rich white people making $8 an hour at a country club. That ain't me. Or doing her executive assistant job. I don't want to be at a job where I'm down there falling asleep. I want to be fulfilled and have a job where I have passion. So maybe a spiritual teacher or a writer. I wrote a book before. Like, I like doing unconventional shit. So see, me and her don't really mesh. See, her idea of the American dream is to get a house that she can't afford, get a 2018 car that she never even goes out and do anything. She never drives anywhere. She didn't want to even drive up here to see me. Okay, but she got this brand new car. So my thing about it is, you shouldn't start off with bragging, because your accomplishments to somebody might seem pretty mediocre, or they might not understand why you're so excited about certain things, because to them that ain't shit. So when you try to look for validation from somebody else about your accomplishments, that's your first mistake, because they're not going to be able to validate you because they don't want the same things you want. And why are you bragging to another woman? Like, what is your motive? I mean, you trying to make her feel like shit about something? You can never make her feel like shit, because she don't want the same shit you want. She might not, you know, you bragging about your job. Maybe she want to be a kept woman and have a rich husband. You know what I'm saying? You bragging to her about shit that's not really, you got to first find out if you're going to be bragging. If you're going to try to start off with bragging, being an asshole, at least find out what she want. And then I guess try to, like, it's like this. Women assume that you want a husband. I've had cases. I have multiple cases where, I was at an interview where the lady, you know, she brought up within the first 10 minutes that she had a husband. Another interview afterwards, the lady walked me to the elevator. She talked about her husband and how he does this, he does that. You know, women a lot of times will brag about being married because they figure other women want to be married, and if they see you don't have a ring on your finger, they want to brag about that. Honey, the thing about it is, I did a video about this. You being married doesn't do anything to me, even though I'm not married, and I'm not jealous about that, for the simple fact that you can only tell me how to marry your husband, meaning you got married to him. You knew how to pull him. The man I want don't look nor act or is not your husband. I don't want to marry your husband. So why would I be jealous about you being married to the man that you're married to? I don't want the man you have. So there would be no reason for now. I'm mad that I'm mad that I'm not married to the motherfucker I want. But the motherfucker you got, I don't want to be married to him. That's your husband. And you can't give me advice on getting married because you can only give me advice on how to marry the man you got, because that's the only man that proposed to you and married you. So you don't know how to just give advice on how to get a husband overall, because you can only tell me how to get your husband, because that's the one that married you. Okay, so I mean, I could talk about multiple stories. This video is almost 30 minutes about women starting off bragging. All I'm saying is, ladies, maybe the reason why some of these women don't have friends, because they fucking start off bragging. Nobody wants to be around somebody who's bragging, who start off. It's one thing if I got to know you and you start telling me these things, but when the first 10 to 15 minutes of me knowing you tell me about your husband's an engineer, you did this and you bought this and your cars too. And I know when someone's bragging or when they just telling you just basic facts. It's a fucking difference. Okay, so I just want you ladies to know, if you're a victim of this, I feel your pain. I've been through this multiple times, and those kind of women that get cut the fuck off, and they wonder why they don't have no friends. They wonder why nobody want to be around their motherfucking ass, and they swear somebody's jealous of them. A bitch, if I was to run down all my accomplishments, you'd be saying I thought I was all that. So miss me with that. And then for the women who are the perpetrators of this is why you don't have any friends.